Hello, welcome to Unit 2, Chapter 16 on training. What we're looking at today is understanding what is meant by training, the different kinds of training that you can have, and evaluating the importance of training to business and its various stakeholders. So first of all, what is training? Training is going to provide workers with the knowledge and skills that means that they can do their job. Okay, it is can motivate workers to do more. It can motivate them to stay in their position, and it's going to help the workers and the employees reach their potential, and it's also going to help the business reach in and meet its objectives. Now, there are different types of training. We touched upon one in the last section, which was your induction training to make sure that businesses were ready to, employees are ready to enter into the business and operate effectively from the beginning and tell them an introduction about the business. And then the other two that we're looking at in particular today is on-the-job training, so learning while you're in the position. And then you've got off-the-job training, where you would leave the place of work in order to do some additional qualifications that is closely related to the job that you're doing. So on-the-job training can be really beneficial, okay, because it means that the people that are undertaking this training can do it while the job is going on, and it can maybe lead to less disruption to the workplace that you're working in. You can often use on-the-job training and assign them to another worker while they're doing their own job without having to give them any additional pay. So it's generally regarded as lower cost compared to off-the-job training. And the training that they're receiving is directly relevant for the job, and they're not learning things that would maybe regarded as irrelevant if you're going to do off-the-job training. However, there is some time spent sort of planning the training, and you're potentially not going to be as efficient. So if you are maybe showing someone else how to do a certain job, instead of just doing the job, you're spending the time explaining what you're doing, and that can maybe lead to sort of a reduction in time of an increase in time of how long it takes you, and can maybe lead to sort of a lower quality of work because maybe you're asking someone else to do it. The other sort of cost of using on-the-job training is that maybe the person that you have doing the training for you could be regarded as someone who has some bad habits, and then those bad habits get passed on to the next person. And with on-job training, you're not really getting maybe new ideas that someone could bring into the business. Now, if you're going to do the training off the job, leaving the place of work in order to do it, okay, so you might not be getting skills that are still directly related to the job, but maybe you're getting a wider amount of skills gathered, and maybe you can bring in those new ideas into the place of work. And then if you're doing training outside the business, your employees are getting worthwhile qualifications, and then those employees feel that you are investing in them, investing in their future, and maybe they're going to be more motivated to stay within the business. The main sort of cost of off-the-job training is the actual financial cost of doing the courses, okay? And obviously you've got the time off from people having to go and do those courses, and that can lead to disruption of the work. And ultimately, if people do gain sort of higher quality qualifications, then maybe they're going to want to go and work elsewhere because they've got these qualifications. Maybe they could get a better or a higher paid job elsewhere. Okay, so why businesses want to train? And this sort of revisits a lot of stuff that we were saying at the beginning, but essentially it's going to lead to better quality workers. That's going to lead to a better quality product or service for your business. It means that the employees can be flexible, and as a result, the businesses can also be flexible. It motivates, it means that employees are reaching their potential, and that's going to contribute to the business meeting its own objectives. It's going to give additional skills to the employees, and as a result, that means that maybe they can do more within their job. Okay, that we call that job enlargement, or maybe they'll be able to do work at sort of a higher level above them in the organizational structure, and that can help the business, and it can also be motivating for the employee itself. It can also mean that you're going to maybe retain high quality staff because they feel loyalty to you because you have invested in them. But it also can be seen as a good recruiting tool. If there's a business that is investing in their employees and employees in other businesses know this, then it's going to be a real good tool to attract new people into your business. Thing is with training, it has to be an ongoing process, and there has to be a constant commitment for the business to train their employees. So, for example, in schools, we need to know about new teaching ideas, new ways of analyzing data. We need to know new well-being ideas, so that we are able to offer you the best quality education as possible. Okay, and that the teachers are highly skilled compared to other schools as well. Okay, another aspect that we want to have a quick look at is apprenticeships. Now you've probably come across apprenticeships before, but it's basically going to be a kind of a type of maybe on-the-job training, but has a mixture of maybe off-the-job, where they sort of learn some skills off-site, but they are generally just shown how they're going to do the job while in the job and receiving some money while they do it. Okay, and they end up with a qualification at the end, but I've learned some valuable on-the-job skills while they're doing it. So you can have apprenticeships for a lot of trade, for example, such as electricians, carpenters, plumbers. And maybe some of you have looked into apprenticeships at this point, maybe for when you leave school after year 13. Just to sort of like recap on most of the things that we've touched upon today, is that training is important for businesses to sort of help meet its objectives. It can be really good for new employees to sort of find out how the business works. You can provide it can be motivating. It can mean you can have a flexible workforce. You're going to retain staff. It's going to attract new employees. And it's going to ultimately help employees reach their potential, and you as a business to reach your objectives. Okay, so that's the presentation on training for WJEC AS business. Thank you very much.